need to get 300 tons of cargo to the far side of the galaxy? The Type 9 Heavy can do it. Want to protect your valuable cargo from ruthless privateers? With a fighter bay equipped, the Type 9 Heavy can do it. So no matter what you're hauling, or where you're headed, the Type 9 Heavy can take the load.
Wide range of services available at this port. Please check the terminals for further information.
to Apex Interstellar. Where can we take you today?
Apex Interstellar Transport accepts no responsibility for any grievances sustained while on board an Apex vessel, including but not limited to auditory hallucinations, hair loss, weight loss, memory loss, night terrors, permanent blindness, increased appetite, temporary blindness, vertigo, adrenal surges, kidney shivers, jelly lung, and hiccups.
We at Apex Interstellar wish you a safe trip.
It's imagination that really matters. Supertech has become a market leader in less than a decade.
In order to keep train traffic flowing smoothly, please follow standard operating procedures and request
We would like to remind all commanders to avoid blocking access to docking pads during arrival and departure.
In order to keep main traffic flowing smoothly, please follow standard operating procedures and request docking permission before entering the starport.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. What the heck? It's a good thing I got a bit of a trip.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Checkity, check, check. Oh, this sucks. Check, 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 check. Check, check. Don't do that. And let's try that. 427 light seconds. Check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Hello, 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 hello. Check, check. Yeah, now it's screwed up, isn't it? Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Why is this not working? Check. check. Check, check. Hello? Hello? Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. What is up with this? Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. So, can you hear me?
Orbital flight engaged.
Hello, hello? Hello? Hello, hello?
I hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Mhm.
Oh, good. You're kind of muffled.
Oh, am I?
You're kind of muffled.
Hmm.
That sounds better. Say something.
Test, test, 1, 2.
Yeah, that's better. Whatever you did.
SZ test, test, 1, 2.
Oh, man.
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Good, good.
I'm good.
I'm just mapping planets at the moment.
Yeah, I'm taking a shuttle to a mission so I can make some more credits in
Okay,
the alpha.
so how does the can you just like take the shuttles anywhere? Is that like the plan?
The shuttles will be for the bubble. There might be one that goes out to Colonia. Possibly one that goes out further than that, but right now the everybody that is playing the alpha is stuck in one system. The rest of the galaxy is permit locked.
What?
Yep. The whole galaxy is permit locked. They did that so that they'd get maximum, you know,
Load on the server. Well, maximum load on the instance.
that too.
Yeah. Okay, I don't map this planet.
You can map any planet, but if it's not a planet, then no.
Oh wait, this might be a.
Even gas giants can be mapped, but if it's a brown dwarf, then no, because that's a star.
This is. What is this? This is a class-wide dwarf. It's a brown dwarf. You were right.
Kind of figured. The moment you said, "Why can't I map this?" I was like, "It's gotta be because of that."
I haven't done a lot of exploring myself, so this is like I was just like, you know what? I kitted out my FSD, like everything I could for this ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting.
What are you flying?
I'm flying an Orca.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
But she can do. Fuck, what can she do? She can do 61.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good.
Unladen is 64. I kitted her out, got the Guardian as well.
Stay there, Commander.
So I mean, she's pretty solid. She's fun. Oh, this is so trippy. This planet's like right on the ring.
Scan detected.
Right on the ring?
Yeah, the ring of the dwarf.
Oh. Oh,
Slow down.
he finished scanning me.
How are you liking the alpha so far, though?
Well, I'll tell
Besides all
you.
the glitchiness and the bugginess.
Well, it's not really that terrible, like in terms of bugginess and stuff like that. What's terrible is I'm not sure if it's because it's not optimized or if it's because my computer is like my processor is a little older Um, and
what processor are you running?
I got a Ryzen 7 6 or 8. I think it's an 1800. So it's first
Okay.
gen, right?
Well, so I'm running an i7 3770 playing Elite.
Well, yeah,
Unless they like beef up the specs a lot of it.
my boys, both of my boys have an i5 fourth gen with
Okay, yeah.
1050 Ti, and Elite plays fine. Alpha Elite plays fine on theirs, but mine, like I'm looking at a barrel right now. That's no barrel, man. That's like a clay model that is like bent out of shape by like kids' fingers, kind of thing. Like it's ridiculous. Like I don't understand why my computer is having so much trouble with it, and my frame rate is terrible. Like I'm playing probably about 12 frames a second.
Oh, jeebers.
You know, because you can tell like that the frames are failing, right?
Jeebers.
So the first thing that I found is that I had put in a second video card. I put it in the second slot, and the reason I did that was so that I could get a fourth monitor hooked up, so that I could have a little monitor to the side, and when I'm playing Elite, I have web pages and other tools and utilities sitting there so that I can look at stuff, right? And it was kind of cool. But immediately, having two video cards causes my motherboard to change the 16 times on the PCI slot, the number 1, to 8.
Oh, interesting.
And so
it's almost like it's trying to default to that card.
Well, it's because of the bus, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so the other day I took out the card. Didn't help. Not a lot. It has made it somewhat better, but it's still like so icky. And then today I was looking at it and I was thinking, well, you know, I actually have another card in the third slot for a bunch of SSD drives that I've got hooked up to a card. Like they're the chip kind, not the 2.5 format. And so I took that card out after moving all the files away.
Leaving pressurized environment.
And
Wait, Commander.
that didn't seem to help much either. I mean, I don't know if it's.
Scan detected.
I mean, I've streamed Elite before to my YouTube channel, but I don't know. Maybe the alpha can't handle it like the regular Elite can.
It's probably just completely poorly optimized.
Well, I know that that's one of the issues, is that the alpha isn't optimized, right? But then why is it playing not smooth as butter, but well enough on my kids' machines? I mean, these are i5 fourth generations, for crying out loud.
Is it just not liking Ryzen?
I don't know. I don't know. It's so strange. Hey to you too, bud. And I'm not liking the interfaces.
I heard that they're changing a lot of the UI.
There's this circle thing that comes up on the side for being able to look at your inventory and do different things like calling a shuttle and stuff like that. And it's horrible. Like, it's the worst idea.
They're just like, let's just change everything and make it broken. That sounds like a like a great idea.
one shuttle. And this trip might be a little longer, so I might go try and play with my graphic settings. And then there's the AI. They like dancing. And the thing is they got flashlights out here in the dark, and so it's like strobe lights.
Oh, jeebers.
Flickering at you. It's just...
Sounds like a great time.
Well, it feels pretty good. Like, I mean, it is going to change the nature of the game, and that's a good thing. But some of the things are just not well thought out. Especially that UI. Oh gosh, that's just horrible. And then, like, when you go into that little UI that goes through your missions and other stuff, there's no way to get out of the panel that comes up without escaping out of it.
Ew, really?
Yeah. So if you hit the escape and it doesn't work, and you hit it a couple more times, you end up to the, menu, right? And now you've got to resume. It's minor, but gee, like, where's the close button, for crying out loud?
Have you checked like settings to see if it's like just not mapped or something?
No.
Not like not mapped. Okay, we'll give you all these new features, but we just won't map anything at all.
I was thinking about it earlier today, and I think that they need to rethink the whole mapping. Now that they've got this on top of the space stuff and the SRVs, they need to rethink it. And currently it's based on what are you doing, right?
Yeah.
In terms of, are you in a ship flying it, right? Yes, I am. Okay, I'll go change the settings there. But why not have, what would you like to do? I'd like to go left. Every left, I want to be this key. Whether it's walking, SRV, or space. I want that left I want left in that direction to be one key, the same key. They need, because there's so many controls, they need to start kind of thinking about different ways of doing it. And I think that if they were to recategorize things, I want to move left, and whether that interface just puts a key in 3 places for you or not doesn't really matter. I don't care. I just want to be able to tell it once that I want to move left with that key. Or that
SRV settings or walk first person settings.
Exactly. So, because I spend more time key binding fixing than I do, playing the game. Like,
so you want to hear a fun one with my key bindings? So when I boot up the game, I have to go into key bindings and hit apply.
Yeah.
For it to work with my key bindings.
Oh.
My custom profile. So when it boots up, it's not set properly.
Do you, excuse me.
Hit apply.
Do you use
super weird.
Do you use joysticks or anything?
Yes.
Are they plugged in all the time?
Yes.
And they're plugged in before you start the game up?
Correct.
Okay, that is weird.
Yeah, like literally when I boot up the game, I have to go like escape, controls, and then I just gotta scroll down to apply. I found
that if I went in, or if a key, like there was a while ago where a key decided to unbind for some reason, and way back when, what I did, because I had the problem where it constantly was, defaulting back to the defaults, regardless of what I did. What I did is I took permissions over the folder that it was under, like the entire, like near the top, not the C drive, but near the top of that chain for the Elite bindings. I took permission over that folder, and ever since then, my bindings have been pretty stable. For a while there, though, and I'm not sure if it's fixed yet or not, my heatsink key kept losing its bind. And it would come up with this thing, old semantic thingamadooey. And I took a close look at the key that I bound for it, and I realized it was a semicolon, and that it was probably, the XML was probably choking on it. So I did, I think, shift colon, or shift semicolon, because that's a full colon, right? Yeah. And I think that fixed it.
Good old Frontier, man.
It's just, but you got to realize, like, they're storing this in XML, right? And so that it's basically a database that's being read, and there's got to be a delimiter in there somewhere. And for it to, you know, like for Frontier to go through and have to figure out double delimiters and stuff like that, well, that's just going to be a nightmare.
I always wondered like what the code was behind them creating the map, like the actual world, like the fully explorable map.
Yeah.
So obviously it's procedurally generated, right?
Yeah.
There's no way that they did it that way.
Yeah.
I just want to know like the coding behind that.
Well, they had
a shit ton of code.
They had a couple of interviews on Twitch. One of them was with the lead designer programmer person. I forget what her name was, but I mean, she had a few tidbits of, you know, information, but it wasn't huge. Like, you couldn't, you know, what do they call that? Reverse engineer it from what she said, right? But yeah, no, I think that Frontier in general, ever since they've made the first Elite, I think they have been on kind of the cutting edge of thinking out of the box and designing things that would do, you know, things that seemed impossible.
I had a buddy who plays a lot of Star Citizen. I'm like, why don't you just play Elite?
It's finished. They're adding more content to it.
Right.
I have a thing on my WordPress. It's like a description of my three years of searching for some way of storing my controls better. Because my X56 and the X52 I had before that, they take up, you know, a shelf space that I have to put in place every time I want to fly a spaceship. So, but in there, like, I talked about how when I first saw all these space sims coming out, it was No Man's Sky that actually got me kind of interested in what was going on.
Yep.
But after weeks of watching interviews and hearing the hype, I was like, this isn't going to happen. This is not. They're overselling it. And,
for No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
That was a big.
And I at the time I worked with a guy who bought into Star Citizen. And he had spent, like, I think he said $250 worth over, you know, the time that he had started owning Star Citizen. And he says, all you can do is fly around in a spaceship in a box that's maybe about, you know, from here to the sun kind of thing.
Oh, like when the first game came out,
it was really small. And so that turned me off of Star Citizen right there, and I read up more about it. I did other research and stuff, but it seemed to me like they had no real plan, right?
No.
And then I looked into Elite, and Elite, you know, was going to be published. And what was the other one? Oh, EVE Online. I thought, well, that game's already published. Like, it's been out for a long time. You know, maybe that's the game. And I took a look at that, and it's like, I'm not sitting in the cockpit.
No, I played Eve for like 3 years. It was basically spreadsheets online. So it's the best way I could describe the game. It's like literally spreadsheets online.
That's funny. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was no fun. I mean, it was fun. I just couldn't. It was like literally like if you wanted to get really good in that game,
Yeah.
um,
You better know Excel well.
well, it's not even that. It was just more of like, do you have a second life? Because that's basically what this game is going to require you to do.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
See, now, that's the thing about Elite. Like, it does take a lot to play it, but at the same time, you can turn it off, right? It's not like, oh no, I have to play it again tomorrow kind of thing.
No,
Although,
yeah, at least I always play Elite away for like a while. I get bored of it, and then I'm like, no, I need to play Elite again.
I got a fleet carrier now, so I do have to play a little bit more than I,
Oh, because it
you know,
has the maintenance cost and shit,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
What is your maintenance cost now?
24 mil a week.
Yeah.
So I do have to play, you know, every week if I want to make the carrier stay alive. But I also have a year and some odd weeks. I think it's probably about 25 now, if not more, because I have been making money recently. But yeah, I do have a year's worth bottled up in it, right? And I can pull that out for other things if I need to. It's just like
And
having a bank.
how far can that thing jump?
500 light years in one jump.
Can you like do it constantly?
You set a jump, and then it takes you to wherever you set it to. It cools down for 5 minutes, and I think the spin up is 15 minutes. So
that's not too bad.
in it was worse when they first started with the fleet carriers, right? It was absolutely terrible in terms of the amount of time it would take. Okay, if that's container 10. No, you're being weird. Guy in the game's calling me weird. It's probably going to be upstairs. Yeah, so it was pretty bad when the fleet carriers first came out. I played the beta as well for the fleet carriers, and it was kind of daunting because I was like, do I really want this in the regular game? Like, what am I going to use it for? And am I going to end up, you know, spending all my money on it and then never be able to do anything else and things like that? And it was just it was a bit of, you know, scariness.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of money to sink into something that
it's
not like your only game you're playing. You're kind of like,
yeah. And I did the same thing like when I was starting Elite. I researched it, I thought about it, I gave it a lot of, oh no, that was wrong. Dagnabbit, I missed a character. Does that mean somebody's gonna come kill me? Yeah, so like with buying Elite, I put a lot of thought into it before I did, and I did a little bit of research about each game and tried out what I could. And the same thing with the fleet carrier, like trying out the beta, that was a really good move because it kind of prepared me for what would happen in the real game. And I didn't buy it the very first day that fleet carriers were available. It took me about a week or two. And at the time, there was a place called Boran where there was low temperature diamond mining that was absolutely insane moneymaker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I ended up using to not only buy the fleet
fund it.
carrier, but
Low temperature detected.
I
Pressurized environment.
I also had extra. I sold a lot of the ships that I had stored as well. So I ended up with about 7 billion to buy the 5 and then kit it out a bit and have some extra in the bank kind of thing. But I run now with about 200 mil in my pocket all the time,
Yep.
and I've got the carrier up to 2 billion now in the bank.
Okay.
So
What am I even at for money right now? I'm at 302 mil.
oh, this is it right here. Well, that's weird. Oh, please don't run me over, skimmer. I think I better stand next to a pole or something. Make sure they don't run me over.
Fuck, dude. Friday was that was a long job.
What were you doing?
We were at intuitive rehab doing.
Oh yeah,
Jeff was Jeff was installing the hardware and mounting it.
right.
And then me, Michael, and Hannibal were basically configuring 40 plus max.
Yeah.
Um,
You're probably pretty sick with Max right now, eh?
oh no, I enjoy Max.
Oh yeah.
Will I ever own one? No. I don't mind fixing them. I enjoy working on them. But as terms of like usability,
Shuttle request sent.
I don't think they should be in a business personally. But you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what we had to do is, on 40 of the machines we had to, so Hannibal was configuring the VPN and then installing Screen Connect, and then I would remote in with Screen Connect and then install the patch and then test the VPN and then make sure they still had access to their share folder.
Yeah.
And then there were certain people who had needed different permissions to different share folders because like payroll and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, I haven't like touched it in like 4 years. So it's like a little rusty at first,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, oh yeah, because this is how I do it again. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff made me fill out a skill assessment.
Oh yeah.
Skills. That way they can figure out like where to put me in for like tickets and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
But so I told Jeff, I'm like, some of the ones that I like picked lower are probably actually not lower. It's just
Haven't done it in such a long time.
yeah, it's rusty, right? Like once I do it, it'll be like riding a bike again, no problem. It's just, and I didn't want to like put down that like, oh yeah, I'm definitely an advanced at this thing when I'm actually like rusty on it. And then they send me out there, and I'm like,
oh boy,
right?
How do I do this? No, I get that. I sometimes wonder if, like, and this is something I'm hoping to talk to Jeff about sometime soon. I sometimes wonder if it's like I'm spending too long at something, you know. There's things though. I think some people think that they can be done in 5 minutes when they can't. And 5 minutes is so not happening, you know. I'm pretty sure that Michael thinks that you can trade out somebody's computer in less than an hour when it takes 2. You know, if the person's been using a computer for a long time and they have a old Office version and they
an hour, 2 hours,
yeah,
an hour is you being like, an hour is like pushing it.
If the client has very few needs and few files and they don't want office or, something like that, maybe you can get it in an hour, but still, like, to be thorough, because there's times where I go and I think I'm done, and I forget that, and I forgot that, and I forgot that, and I try to not forget anything when I'm there, and most of the time I get about 95% of it, right? And then the client calls up and says, "Oh, you know what? I need this or I need that." And I'm like,
It's always
"Oh,
like the little thing too. It's always
yep,
like you're like, oh, yep,
yep."
shit, yeah, forgot that.
And that's another thing I'm hoping too, is that at some point the tickets are going to start having all the check boxes that you need to hit, right? Even if you don't actually check out a box, just as long as it's there, because occasionally that is a thing that needs to happen, right? But yeah, I'm fairly positive that Michael has no clue how, and he's done them, right? And I'm sure if I went to him and said, "Oh, I could have done that in 5 minutes," he'd be like, "No," and I'd be like, "Okay, remember that the next time you say it to me."
Michael's funny sometimes.
Yep.
He's,
Although I don't think sometimes, I think all the time.
That's very true. No, I think I'm going to fit in well, hopefully.
Well, I know. I'm glad you're with us.
Fucking Michael was just like, "Do you like Max?" And I'm like, yeah, kind of. He's like, "Sweet, you're the new Mac guy." I'm like, "Oh, I guess I sell
No.
myself to this, didn't I?"
No, my answer changes to no.
No, I don't mind Macs. Macs are once I figured out that you can their terminal is basically Linux. It's or Unix or whatever.
Well,
it is,
that
right?
might be changing a little bit too, though, right? Because
with the
the
newer,
new chips.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're gonna stay on Linux because it's reduced instructions. So.
Well, yeah, it's not really Linux. It's Unix.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's their weird own variation of
Unix. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm on my way to Sag right now.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm taking the Neutron Star Highway.
Oh yeah.
Just because it's quicker, right?
Yeah.
That way I can get there in like 160 jumps. But I'm going into obviously each system I have to go to, because obviously like the next Neutron Star is like 400, right? So I have to do a few jumps to get there.
Yeah.
And I got to this one system and I like opened it up and scanned it. I'm like, oh, there's no one's discovered any of these planets. Yeah, I'll take all my name on it.
Yep. Yep.
Don't mind if I do.
Exactly what I would do. I haven't gone out there yet.
Oh, really?
No. I also haven't gone out to Beagle Point or Colonia. None of those places.
I haven't been to Colonia yet or anything.
I've been to the Guardian sites because Guardian stuff. I've gone out towards the Pleiades, and I got hyperdicted once.
Like a Thargoid?
Yep. And I've fought Thargoids quite a bit, but mostly at the edge of the bubble, I think. I know there was one time though, like when I went out and got hyperdicted, I went to a system there, and there was a mission to take out turrets on a big ship. And when I went there, there was a Thargoid there, and I was like, "Oh, I get to kick a Thargoid butt." Yeah, that didn't happen. I got nuked.
Yeah, they're a pain.
You have to really know what you're doing with them.
Well, you have to do like hearts in a certain way. Whoa, slow down.
Well, plus, like, there's scouts, and then there's the interceptors and the couple above that. I'm pretty sure the one I had at that one ship was a interceptor,
Oh, most likely.
But I've fought lots of scouts. Um, have you ever watched Twitch streamers or
hmm
YouTubers
hmm
for Elite?
Yeah, I watch the one guy. It's called the Pilot.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
I've
then
seen him.
Down to Earth Astronomy.
Yep.
Um, and then obviously Obsidian.
Warning. Low
Yes.
temperature
He's
detected.
Yeah.
the most level-minded guy out of them all.
hmm
Have you ever
And then there's
watched?
Yamex, obviously.
I have to agree with Frontier and not giving him an alpha key.
Yeah.
I have to say it, like,
Somebody bought him one though.
yes, and that's fine, but I think that Frontier made a good move, kind of, kicking him in the teeth, because he can be overly
Oh yeah, he shit talks the game a
rude
lot.
and yeah.
But then again, he has a lot of valid points at the same time.
Oh yeah, and I agree with a lot of his valid points. Sometimes I don't like the way he brings them up or says them, especially not the way he says them. But at the same time, I do agree with his points. He's got some very valid ones. I hope he's really wrong about a lot of Odyssey stuff, though, because I watched one of his videos and I was like, I know that you're probably like 50% right at most, probably more, but I sure hope you're wrong. He doesn't think they're gonna put a lot of effort into some of this stuff and that they're gonna make it look nice and everybody will just live with it. And I really don't like. He figures that a lot of the missions aren't going to be fixed in any way in terms of difficulty, and that it's going to be a long time before they get around to making it more even for the player, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because the first couple of missions I did, oh my goodness. It's like, okay, well, I'm sorry I bothered you guys. Please leave me alone. Let me run away. Oh no, I'm dead.
Well, it seems like the AI is like on like super hard mode, and it's just like, okay, so I'm gonna go hide from these guys. Yeah, no, they just know where I am. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that works.
Yep. Yeah, it was kind of a nightmare the first couple of missions. But then I also took missions that were above what I could handle because of the flight suit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I realized I needed to take something easier, and I've been doing these document missions, basically just getting people's mail. Oh look, somebody's dead. That's great. Nobody better pin that on me.
Delivery boy.
Or is he asleep? No, he's dead.
So basically, you're like a Canada Post agent.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
I don't mind. I mean, you got to make money somehow to get your suit so that you can do better missions. But I'll tell you one thing. If I can't figure out what's wrong with my computer, I will not be doing better missions.
Yeah, no doubt. What's your favorite ship in Elite? What'd you say?
Mamba.
The Mamba?
Yep. Now, that doesn't mean that I use it for everything.
Hey man,
In
apparently you can get fucking if you have it fully kitted, you can get 42 light years in that thing, dude.
Oh, I know. It's just
42 in a Mamba. It's insane.
Yeah, but you also have to like strip it down and no weapons and things like that, and it's like, well, then it's not worth it.
If you're an explorer, that makes sense. But Mamba, 42, it's insane.
I like the Mamba because it is so awesome in combat. Like, it's so much fun. But I'm not gonna be mining with that sucker or taking it exploring, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I already checked this box, didn't I? That's number 12. Damn. And I can't go in there because that's the med bay. Yeah, this frame rate makes it really hard to know where I'm going. No, it makes it hard to know where I'm going. Like, but I will definitely not do combat like this. Like, there's no way combat will happen. I'll be dead in no time.
I think my all-time favorite ship is actually the Orca.
Really?
Yeah.
A big boat? Is that the biggest one, or is the Beluga bigger?
The Beluga is the bigger one. That's the
Right.
That's the top 1%, boys.
Oh, right.
We're in top 1% of all cruise liners.
You know, they need to, how can I put this? Not mods, but what they need to do is they need to allow players to come up with new stuff to show up, you know, that ships are saying, and stations and stuff like that. And you know, just have them write text. Like, that's all it takes. And I bet you get some pretty creative stuff out there.
Oh, easily you would. Slow down, Chip, slow down.
And it wouldn't need, oh, it's number 11.
Don't loop. I don't want to loop. Thank you.
You know how not to loop?
I do, except sometimes with planets, it just all of a sudden doesn't want to slow itself down.
Well, here's something you probably don't know. Normally, people go straight on, right? They want to get there right away. Don't. Go at an angle and spiral into your target, and play with your throttle and play with your depth of the spiral, and you'll hit a spot that'll actually get you down to 5 seconds away, and you'll stay on that, and you can spiral all the way in. Stations are better than planets, because planets, you have to hit them in the right spot and all that sort of thing. But if you come at a station as in a spiral, you can get there ahead of people who are going straight on, and have like 10 seconds or more ahead of them, kind of thing. And that was kind of why I brought up the Twitch streaming watching. There's a guy named Malik VR. He's a Twitch streamer for Elite, and he's not only an army guy who knows how to fly things, but he's also really into Elite lore, and he has some pretty interesting theories about why Thargoids are the way they are, as well as he brought up the whole spiral thing in one of his streams, and I was like, oh, I gotta try that out. Oh, is that number 10? Please be number 10. Number 3. And it says this thing's supposed to be in a corridor, but...
Surface can complete that, boys. Thank you, surface scan.
Container 6.
What else we got? I think I got like a few more to go. 3 more to go. I've mapped everything in the system.
Oh.
First discovery and first person to map. Get fucked, peeps. She's mine.
Oh, there's a second level.
Orchid's purple. Matte purple.
Oh, you too, huh? The Elite Dangerous community team, they stream on Twitch, and occasionally they have drops, which are basically like in-game stuff that you can get for free. And I've got at least 2 or 3 purple sets.
You should
of paint jobs and stuff.
She almost has like a ping in your Discord for it. Whenever they go
Oh,
live.
for the stream, I get emails for
Yeah.
that. I get emails through Twitch from that.
Mission status updated.
Yeah, I know mission status updated.
Warning.
Alright, it's
Low
map 1,
temperature
2,
detected.
3.
Leaving pressurized
Oh, it's 2
environment.
probes effectivency? Well, I screwed that up. Whatever. It's mapped anyways now.
What is with this place? Is everybody just sleeping where they happen to be? Or are they dying?
Surface scan complete.
I'm not playing in open, am I? No, private group session. So, why are there people lying on the ground? Oh, how much you want to bet the AI got ran over by a sentry? Okay, now here's the real problem. I don't want to get run over by a sentry.
Wonder if they have any good 3D models of the Mamba.
Uh-oh.
Actually, yeah, let's check that. We're gonna go, let's slow down for a second. Let's check. Let's check. Where are you, Thingiverse? Thingiverse, where are you?
My second favorite ship is the Anaconda. I haven't been able to get Corvettes and higher up stuff yet.
Wait. What is the top model? Yeah, of course it's the Asp.
Shuttle request sent.
Come on. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty cool. Where's the shuttle? Oh, okay, good. That's over here.
Shuttle inbound.
Nope. Why did that change?
Okay, we're
It
keeping
didn't
that one.
change.
Do they have a Mamba? What do they fucking call it? How do they spell it?
Shuttle
Oh,
docked. Ready
Mamba.
for boarding.
It's really kind of weird. All these.
Mamba Part 2. What's the Part 2? Model is split into 2 parts of the widest planet from a being.
Okay.
Oh, there's no details on it. I want detailed. Let's go Yagi.